guys. It is episode 71,
72.
72, about the age of our couple of guests that we have coming on tonight. Welcome back. We took last week off. Just needed a little break. There was really nothing going on. So we got a couple guests tonight. Brandon's running a little late. Don't know why. Maybe he had to go comb his hair a little bit more or something. But what's going on, guys? It's been a couple weeks.
Yeah, no, I don't think there's anything new in the world of inboard racing unless I missed something, right?
Not a whole lot.
It's holiday season. It's not really the season that there's a lot happening. So
I do got to say I was right. I said Alex Manga's boat 350 is going to lose a lot of weight, and
yeah, it did.
Just one Sponston, I think, weighed 160 pounds.
I think it was 170, like 176 or something, wasn't it?
Something crazy.
Yeah, it's
a lot.
Got
two Sponsons to rip off, and Bert's expecting it to be at least 200 pounds lighter, if not, more than 200 pounds lighter. So when it comes out of the shop there, so that's pretty exciting. That's just going to add a lot more speed to that boat. He's the defending 350 champion. He traveled. He made the trek out west, so
twice.
I give him that twice. I always gotta say, if you're gonna be dumb, you gotta be tough. But that's pretty cool. Excited for that. I see Scott Liddycoat's still plugging away at Grant Liddycoat's 350. That's looking really good. I know Greg Isaac's been working on some engines, and you never tell what engines he's working on. He's got so many. I don't know.
I think he changes it every day. I think he just walks in and whatever catches his eye, hey, I'm working on this.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the three. I don't know if it's his 2.5 mod engine, his national mod engine. He eventually wants to build a 350 boat and an engine. He's got a vintage. He's just got engines everywhere. It looks like the Les shop. You seen Nebelecki the other day. He posted pictures, and there were engines everywhere. He said it's time to get started for next season. I'm like, you probably should have started before last season to get started for next season.
Yeah, right.
That's a lot of work there.
Yeah.
Dan can fill us in on all that. I know he's coming on here. So, but
yeah.
got to send our thoughts out to the people out west. They're going through a lot of stuff right now with all that flooding. That's got to be pretty devastating with what's going on. I know some race shops had to get evacuated. Bruce Ratchford Racing, they had to leave. I heard the boat museum, something's going on with that. So it's not good. So hopefully everyone's safe and everyone's stuff makes it out just fine. So keeping them in our thoughts.
Yeah. I'm hoping we don't see a reel of an unmanned boat race at some point in the next week because of that flooding.
If there was a boat that if it happens and it happens to hit the news, that is the most, what do you call it? Best advertising. You want to advertise.
It would be some good free advertising for boat racing.
It would be good free advertising.
I guess
we don't want that type of advertising. Though.
Yeah, we want good advertising.
Yeah.
So, I guess other than that, we touched on did Jack win again out there since our last episode? Or
yes, Jack is locking it up out there. He's just
I think he's undefeated so far, isn't
he? He's laying the hammer down.
Yeah. You got any news, Brandon?
No.
Yeah,
it's been a little.
I told you he's
quiet.
brushing his hair.
Yeah, I told you, man. I had to get a shower and stuff. Stanky.
We can't smell you through camera.
I don't know why I always put a breath mint in. Maybe I just don't want to smell myself.
There you go.
So yeah, I don't think no new news.
But no, we just touched base on a couple 350s being worked on. Pretty much total overhaul, the Mangas and Liddycoats. Little updates on that. Liddycoat's got sponsons on it. Mangus is about to get sponsons on it. I hear the old GP25, man, it's close to being out of Bert's shop, being done. They took the roll cage out of it, the chromoly roll cage.
Must not be a safety issue on Pro Hydro.
No. I guess you got to go fast to have a chromoly rotation. Got him.
Oh,
Sorry, guys. I'm just kidding. I'm not making any digs at Pro Hydro. I would never do that.
never.
Just like vintage.
But no, Bert's up there just.
He getting a lot
Plugging away,
done.
man.
That's like the North
Well,
Pole right now. He's
let's-
got all his little workers going.
I was gonna say Bert's not working.
Bert's not.
Everybody
working.
else is working.
Him
but
and his
Ralph still got his shirt off.
Him
0
and his-
degree weather.
his-
Shirt's off.
him and his new woman are out exploring, taking vacations. Bert's always on vacation.
Always. I'll be seeing them pictures though. He be
Hey,
doing some nice breakfasts.
Hey, let's play a
and stuff.
game. You got someone call Bert, see if he answers.
Yeah. We'll probably answer if our guests call him. That's for sure.
Oh, and I did find out, I was headed into the playoffs on my fantasy football team. I posted on Facebook, trying to get some tips. I'm not that good at fantasy football, but I did make a shitload of trades throughout the season. Over 250 trade offers, only about 10 accepted. I counted, but I started talking to Tyler Cadets. He gave me a few pointers to play. Well, guess what? I lost, Tyler.
Oh, geez, yeah.
I lost.
Don't
Well,
worry, Tyler. He was the 8th seed.
At least you're smart enough not to take racing advice from him.
Yeah, I was swinging though. I mean, come on, man. I made the playoffs. I'm gonna make it next year. Make it next year.
Steelers do a
That's
lot of
it.
making the playoffs, man.
It's-
How's that worked out?
Hey, it's another thing you can do from your couch. Fantasy football too.
Yeah,
Nope. We all get you a Couch Kennedy sponsor.
right.
I'm
Good
telling you,
makes
Custom
couches.
embroidered couch.
I'm trying to watch. Whoa.
I don't even know who makes couches.
Yeah. I don't know if Art Van's gonna do that for us. Did you
I
go
tell
bring
you.
these boys on?
Yeah. All right.
All right.
So, have y'all decided who our guests are? Obviously, our
No.
posted.
No, we posted it.
All right.
Mike Monahan and Dan Campouche.
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
go ahead, Brandon.
This should be a pretty good episode. These guys are a little off the cuff a bit, and so are we. And we got lots of stories to tell about them. I'm sure they got lots of stories to tell about us. But let's go ahead and let Dan Campouche and Eddie Campouche's dad, Mike Monahan, in the chat. Lots of
Oh,
stories to
dear.
tell about them. I'm sure they got lots of stories. What's up, boys? How y'all doing? And, let Dan Campouche and
Oh,
Eddie
nice
Campouche's
shirt.
Dad, Mike Monahan,
Can you hear me?
Oh, is it the Bobby
Yeah.
show?
We're honored, guys. We're honored. You guys are seriously scraping the bottom of the barrel here.
pretty much.
Hey,
Whoever's still watching the live stream, you old guys can turn it off, please. There we go.
There
Mike,
it
we
is.
got you. We got audio on you,
Dan
or are you
Campouche,
muted?
the only guy still in the United States that has a phone book to sit
I don't
on.
know. Can you hear
Yeah, we can hear you, Mike.
it? Can you hear
Could
me?
be one of these days, is it, Bobby?
Yes, we can hear you, Mike. Can you hear us? We got you, Mike.
Well, then listen up.
Oh, here we go.
Look,
Well,
Santa shaved his beard.
I don't know how y'all came up with these hats. I mean, I would have think the stitching don't work on those hats anymore.
Well, we're going nostalgia. The old
Right.
orange rush racing.
How much dust did you have to blow off of that thing?
It's where it all started.
Yeah.
The funny part is we didn't talk about this. We both just dug out the old hats.
Yeah.
I like it.
So
I
epic.
like it.
Right.
So,
All right, so
lead it off,
let's get started on the racing battles. Tell the fans that don't know how y'all. Mike, we'll start with you. How your career started in boat racing, and we'll get to the battles with Dan later on a little bit.
Well, basically started with my father. When I was 5 years old, we were going to boat races, and my dad was racing stock outboard, and as soon as I got to the age of 9, and I was able to race a J, my dad moved to inboard. That threw that right out the window. So then I waited till I was like 15, 16, and We were racing. My dad and I went to Gas Bay, and Saturday night, my dad got kind of juiced, and he said, "You're driving tomorrow." So went across the bay to the hospital, did a quick physical, threw me in a boat. And that's where it started. And I almost got in a fight on the dock with Yancey. Who was Yancey?
Pierre Beaupre.
Oh my God. He come over and in French and might be like, "You don't know how to drive." I said, like, typical Monahan shit, fuck you. You know what I mean? And my dad stepped in, and then that was that. But it was pretty fun. Yeah. So that's how I started. And then, obviously progressed through the ranks there. And, my father got hurt and took over his ride, and that kind of started my career in the right track. Gary LaFrance was a big part of it. Taught me how to do things correctly, and we won a lot of races, and then moved on to the new Burt boat. Fell apart after 3 races, but we rebuilt it. And then Dan and I we've been racing against each other for 30 years, 25 years.
Right. Well, we still are on the snowmobiles, and I beat you there too.
I can't hear you. And you're all
it's a good
blurry.
thing.
How come your face is all blurry?
They don't have good internet connection up there in Buffalo. He's a little blurry. It's okay.
No,
He
right?
said he beat you on the snowmobiles too.
Not quite.
You guys got to understand, Mike's on dial-up, so he's going to be delayed. He's going to be late.
I am not on dial-up. All right, like
This is like a
got
typical
indoor
conversation with Monahan. He's just a little bit delayed.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Much
man.
like
Am I
it
the
starts.
one? Like, go. All right, I'm done. Price is Right on. I gotta go watch that. Jeopardy.
Yeah, what time's Mad
The
Clock come
Jeopardy.
on, Mike?
All right, Dan. So we got Mike's background. What's your background?
Am
How
I
to get
is
your start?
my
and all that
feet
good stuff.
delayed? Or?
Yeah, just,
Little bit.
just
All right,
about
well,
a couple
it's all
I
good.
was. Yeah, so I was not a second generation racer. My start when I was in college back in 1988. Yeah, I know that's before most of you guys were born. I was doing a co-op out here in Buffalo, and I was working for an engineer here on Grand Island. His name was Orrin Christie, and he used to race. He was involved with the local club putting on the race. So the Tonawanda race weekend came up, and he asked me. He said, "Hey, do you want to come down to the boat race this weekend? Maybe work the pits." I'm like, "Sure, that sounds like fun." So I went down. He introduced me to Mike Gebline, who was running the pits, and I just helped him out all weekend. And I'm like, I got to do this. And there was this guy there, Mike Monahan. I'm like, I got to be like this guy. And that's how I got my start. I finished up my my co-op, and I ultimately was hired by the same company and worked for that same guy, Warren. And then I went ahead and built my boat, and that's how we started racing.
Very cool.
Nice. There you go. So like most, I feel like stories in boat racing, you saw Mike out there racing and you wanted to be like him. Did you ever think you would get to the stage where you would actually be competing deck to deck with them later on in your career?
Oh, it was like a half a season, and then he was following me. But yeah, no. Mike had he had an undefeated season. What was it, Mike? 96.
Yeah, I don't really want to talk about that with Kyle and Austin here. I was doing the radios the last weekend in Beauharnois, and he didn't win.
Oh, that explains it.
I'm kind of bad about that.
Yeah, nobody else is doing
Yeah,
that.
so
Poetic justice.
it's funny, all joking aside, Mike was the guy to beat that year for sure. And I was still learning. And there's a funny story. And I think it was before that season, Mike, right? Up in Cocan. So Mike was late to the start, like usual. So I'm actually ahead of him. And somebody had told me, when you're ahead, you want to start pushing guys all around, right? So we go into the first turn, and I push him out to like lane 2. We go to the second turn, and I push him out to like lane 4. And we go to a couple more laps. Well, by about the start of the 4th lap, I'm out like lane 8. And I'm looking in the right mirror. I'm like, where's Mike? And I look over, and he's on the buoy line. I'm out in lane 8. He's on the buoy line. He's just waving at me going by. Nobody explained that when you push somebody out, there's a limit, So that was a little bit of a little teaching there, Mike.
Yeah, but he learned pretty quick, man, because by the end of it, in 2.5, he was the guy to beat, So, we could throw Bobby in there too, but, It was always a lot of fun racing with those guys, man. It was like pretty intense. A lot of bumper boats, and yeah. I really that was probably the most fun I had racing. Was back in the 2.5 stock days in the mid 2000s, late 2000s. So
Oh yeah,
we had a lot of
it was
fun.
a lot of fun.
Dan and I
Right.
used to travel together, and it was just like, oh my god, like 80 miles an hour, bumper to bumper. He used to get all mad because I'd be drafting on him, trying to save gas in my truck.
So we used to travel with the little talk about radios because
Yeah.
we're so old. It wasn't like everybody had CarPlay in their cars, right? So we'd be going down. I remember we're heading down 71 towards Columbus, and Mike's like a foot off the bumper of the trail. So I start screaming at him in the radio, "Get off my ass!" He comes in, "I'm drafting, saving gas."
All right, so I want to know who had more miles on their
Who's
truck. Did the Chevy or the little Tacoma? Which one had more miles?
Oof.
Hmm.
My Chevy, that black Chevy, when I sold it, you can do the math. It had 880,000 kilometers on it, which is probably like 600,000 miles.
Jeez.
And my mechanic bought it.
So wait a minute. When I
And
first
then my
met
other
you,
Chevy had like 200. That big four-door I bought, the 08, it had
Yeah.
400,000 miles on it when I sold it. It was just crazy, the traveling that all of us did,
Yeah.
and you guys are still doing that. Was insane. Like, you never even thought about it. And you jump in your truck after the race and beeline home to be at work the next day. And
Right.
we did it.
oh yeah, a lot of miles. So I had an interesting discussion with Eddie here on the last week or so because he's graduating in the spring, and I'm like, you will get a full-time job this summer. This goofing off is coming to an end. And then I explained to him how you and I used to do it, Mike. You'd work all day on Friday and hop in your truck at 4 or 5 o'clock, and you'd be rolling in at midnight somewhere, and that's probably going to be his future this summer.
Yeah.
Not Lynn and I's. I've got
Yeah,
lots
I
of
think-
vacation. We're leaving.
I think us kids got spoiled. We don't
Yeah.
do that no more.
Yeah.
Right.
Sometimes,
Shit, me and
but
Austin
I-
still do most of the time
Like you guys.
because we got
Right.
4 work schedules to balance.
Yeah. Like
Right. I do all the driving.
Brandon, the miles you guys have put on, like, oh my God, running back and forth from Delaware up to here has been insane,
Yeah.
And
I don't know if anybody beats
I don't know
Laco,
what's wrong
do
with us. I'm cured, thank God, I'm cured. Like, I don't have to drive anywhere anymore. But I mean, you guys are still insane, just running back and forth every weekend, pretty much.
I think they hit what? 15 races
1,800.
this 15 races
I think it was
this weekend?
17,
17.
17 race weekends this year.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I think the most I ever did when I was racing the 2.5, chasing the points, was maybe 8 or 9 weekends in a row. That was enough.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
June July gauntlet with the way
I could-
the HRL schedule, the APBA schedule work it's pretty ruthless.
I still
Right.
think we need to bring back Morgan City just so the younger generation can feel the long drive all the way down to Morgan City.
But then
Is that the
bridges.
Louis-
the last
Louisiana
100
race?
miles of just bridges.
Yeah, bridges.
Is that Louisiana?
Yeah.
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 No, and then Dan, I think
Yeah.
you had the
Hey,
we're going back to the trucks. Your Tacoma, you racked up the miles on that thing, and then there was a recall, and didn't they buy it back?
they did. Yeah, the frame rusted out, and
Yeah.
they bought it back.
That's awesome.
And then my second Tacoma, I was actually on a snowmobiling trip with Mike Monahan. And the last day, it was a 3 or 4 day loop, big loop. I think that was the Rap Tour, right, Mike?
Yeah.
Yeah, where you go around Algonquin Park. It's called the Rap Tour. And the last day, we're driving back to get back to our trucks, and we're on the sleds, and it's just freezing rain. It's awful. We were using credit cards to scrape the visors on our helmets because the heated shields just wouldn't keep up. So we get back to the truck. We get loaded up. I get on the road, and it's bad. It's been freezing rain all day, right? So I get on the phone. I call Lynn. I go, I'm going to be really late. It's really bad. And then 5 minutes later, I call her back. I go, I just hit black ice and totaled my truck.
Oh,
So
Oh, shit.
that's what happened at Tacoma number 2. Tacoma number 3 is the one I have right now, and Eddie and I are leaving tomorrow at 6 a.m. to drive to Ohio, and I'm trading it in on a brand new Ram.
Nice.
He's finally
There you
upgrading to
go.
a real truck.
Well, tell them how you got
Full
home from
size.
that accident. That was an
Right.
adventure too.
So after I, bottled up my truck, I called Mike. I go, dude, I just totaled my truck. So him and a couple of his buddies, they turned around and they happened to have a big box trailer. So they took my sled, loaded it into the box trailer, and then who did we call to come get my trailer, which was kind
Brian Goodwin.
yeah, Brian Goodwood came and picked up the trailer because it had some damage. They put my truck onto a flatbed, and I never saw it again because they totaled it, and I never saw it again. And then Mike drove me all the way home.
Nice.
And tell him how the border went. So we get to the border, right? Because of course I went in with a truck and a trailer and a boat, and I'm coming back with nothing. So that's usually a problem. So we get there, and I'm like sweating it out. Mike pulls up, and what'd you say, Mike? What'd the guy ask?
I said, yeah, I'm just driving this guy home. I said, it's kind of a funny story. I said, we were snowmobiling, and he couldn't figure out how to drive home, and he smashed his truck up. And I said, I decided to drive him home, and I don't know, it was different, but I mean, we got through, and the guy was like, yeah, you guys aren't lying, go. You know,
Like nobody can
Stayed
fabricate
there,
that
got up
story.
in the morning, go back.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
no, it
great.
was just like, yeah, no, and he's looking at me and well, that's what happened. But then I had to go. His truck, I found his truck, and it was down in Oshawa outside Toronto, and I had to go get all the shit out of it before they demolished it or whatever. So yeah, it was quite an adventure. We've had some good adventures on snowmobiles too. It's kind of the same way we raced, you know.
Right.
And,
So
it's a lot
let me give you the condensed snowmobile story with Mike Monahan. Excuse me one second. So I've been snowmobiling, since I was a kid. Mike has not. He knows where this story's going. So at the time, I had a 2004 600 Skidoo. It wasn't a fast sled, but it wasn't a slow sled either. So Mike goes out and he buys this 700 triple. So we go riding the first time. Well, we get to the first lake and I dust him. And Mike, he's all mad. So he goes out and he buys an 800 Skidoo, just like the 600 I have, the same style, right? So we go ride the next time. We get on a lake, frozen lake, and I dust him again. Now he's just like, he's really not happy. So he goes out the next year. He goes out the next year and buys an
800 E-Tech. I spent like $13,000 on it.
Right.
Just to beat him. That was
Right.
it.
Right. And then that one was faster than mine. So then I went out and bought an 800, right? And then we were about the same speed. Well, then Mike decides he's going to go out and buy an 850. So now he's got this new 850. I've got the 800. We get on the lake.
No, but hold on. The black one was fast. The silver one was 11.
Right. We get on the lake.
I bought two
My
of them.
800 beats his 850. Now he's on the lake. He's all mad. He's got the sides of the cowling open. He's changing the settings on the belt and the clutches and all this because he's so mad that I beat him with my my little 800. Well, then he went out and he bought a. Would you buy the turbo?
900 turbo.
Yeah, and then that was the end of that.
4-stroke. Jacked it up.
But now I
Jacked it up
have an
another
850.
30 horsepower, so he couldn't beat me.
Yeah, I think I had inertia on my side, Mike.
Yeah.
But,
All right,
It
well-
was all the acceleration.
Well,
That's how we
I,
rolled it.
I'm sure you guys rode with him. Are you guys faster than Chris Ritz?
Chris Ritz, without a doubt, is the most technical rider I've ever ridden with. He is fast.
Really?
Who, Chris Ritz?
Chris Ritz.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Most technical. Like Mike and I are not slow. We ride hard, but we ride pretty safe. But we ride
Yeah.
hard. Chris Ritz rides crazy, but
But
the most
I
technical
rode with
rider
him.
I've ever seen.
Really?
I rode with him this weekend. Chris is slowing down. Like I don't know, maybe he's seen God, but before we could not, like he was insanely fast.
Yeah.
Been riding since he was 5 years old, but yeah, he's slowed down. Maybe he's got a little smarter in his old age. I can't believe I said that about Chris Ritz getting smarter, but I mean, yeah. So we rode on the weekend, had a blast. Just toured around his house, and yeah, had a great time. Dan couldn't go because it was too far. But if there was a boat race, he would have went.
Exactly.
So every year I go up to ride with Mike up
Yeah.
up at his place in Sudbury, at least once, maybe twice. And we try to do like these 3 or 4 day big loops, hotel to hotel. It's awesome. We just go, we have a great time. We got the helmet communicators, which we don't talk to each other. We just listen to music most of the time.
Yeah,
But,
This
a
music-
lot of fun.
that's cool. That's real cool.
I can hardly hear you, Dan. Are you in your soft, sexy voice?
Yeah, is that better? Why don't you turn up your volume, Mike?
When you guys were
I can hear
racing 2.5
everybody else
stocks,
fine except you.
And your hearing aid.
when
your
you guys
face
were
is
racing the
blurry,
2.5
which is
stocks
perfect,
together,
so- Oh my God!
I'm listening to you, Brandon.
there we
He's
go. Hey, I
rambling.
was
You
just
can mute
letting
him,
rant.
can't you?
Yeah, at some point I will. Don't worry. So when you guys were racing 2.5 stocks together, you guys hit the same races
Yeah,
a
yeah.
fair amount. But were you both chasing the same title, or Dan, were you chasing APBA and Mike chasing CBF at that time?
I think both, right? I won CBF a small handful of times. I know Mike's won it a bunch of times. At one point, I was APBA 1 and Mike was CS 1. And there's a great story there. We go to Lake Hopatcon, and so we both got the ones on our boats, and we're running hard. And you know how that class is. If you're not in lane 1, you are not going to win, probably, right? So we go out, and we're giving it, trying to get the old inside lane, and we come shooting down the front stretch. We get to the entrance pin, and I get on the wheel too hard. I freaking button hook around the entrance pin and go into the infield. And that idiot follows me right into
Oh,
the
you're
infield.
so full of shit. 'Cause that's the other way around, Canfoosh. You high button hook and you follow me through.
No,
Oh my God.
because you were
I can't
crying to
believe
the
I let you
referee, trying to
tell
say,
that
"Well, I just
story.
followed him."
Oh my God. I got the video. No, he followed me, button hooked around, and then he drove right through the DMZ with me. We both got disqualified, right? And then,
Is that the same weekend?
but
Is
there's
that
a
the
better
same
story
weekend?
that weekend too.
That is the same weekend as the double.
Yeah.
Right.
So-
So, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Okay. So, at the time, me and Mike, we were pretty fast. Well, Joe Longo was there, and Joe was always fast, right? Driving Willard's boat. So we go out, and same deal. It's the battle for the inside. Well, Joe gets himself in a good sequence. He's coming down the front stretch. He's in lane 1, and I'm looking at the clock. And at the time, I think we were still scoring up and establishing lanes at the 1 minute buoy on the backstretch, the middle of the backstretch, right? So I kind of pull up, and I'm like, I don't think I can do anything here. Mike pulls up in lane 3. I look over at him, and he gives me the go. All right. So we both go at the same time. We double leapfrog Longo. And so he gets punted out to lane 3 or 4 or whatever. So we do our race. I think I broke down.
I
White
won.
goes in, and Willard is just beside himself. He's got his cane, and he's giving Mike the business.
He's like this, and he's
All
like,
mad because we did the double leapfrog on long.
and I go, "Why are you yelling at me? It was fucking Dan Canfoosh."
I'm out there floating on the end of a rope.
The beach.
On the end of a rope, Bob.
But oh my God, those were fun days. Valleyfield when he cut me off and he lost the.
Oh my God!
lost the
So
championship.
I have a list here of things that in case we run out of things to talk about.
Oh,
And one of the
I
things
can,
on
I
the
can,
list
re-
is
I can have a rebuttal to anything.
I don't know
you
if
say.
that was 2003, 4. I don't remember exactly. But we go out, and it's Mark Johnson is in lane 1 or
2003.
2. Yeah,
Three.
you're Mike's next lane out. I'm outside of Mike. Well, Mike is late for the start, like always. So he puts himself in a bad position.
When you got
We go into
horsepower,
the
you can be late.
first-
They
Yeah,
cheat.
right.
You ruined a perfectly good race.
So I don't know when you decided to drive through my tail to get the penalty. It was probably, I think it was the second or third lap. So he
That's
dives
the
through my
real
tail
dude.
to get the call. I win on the water. I do the whole dock, the celebrating, the whole thing, right? I drive back to the pits, and at the time Jimmy Shane had been helping me, and he's just sitting at the end of the dock with his feet dangling by the water. And he's got this look on his face. I go, "What's going on?" He goes, "You got a penalty." I go, "For what?" He goes, "Chopping." I go, "Who did I chop?" Monahan. Dove through my tail to get the call. And then Mark Johnson.
So who
ended
wound up winning?
There's
Who?
Johnson.
Johnson's in
Oh,
1.
jeez.
I'm in 2. Dan's in 3. Wasn't late on my start. Perfect start. Held Johnson in there. I was in my older boat, right? You remember the one with I made it bigger and all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Brothers.
Dan's on the outside, running a good race. three of us side by side, going really good. Dan goes down lap 2, turn 1, and he was like, I don't really give a shit about Mike Monahan. He just took a whole bunch of wheel right through his rooster tail, blew my visor off my helmet. I mean, I had seaweed in my eye, but I still finished second. And like that motherfucker.
that year, I believe.
But yeah, I felt kind of bad, but I didn't drive through with rooster tail.
Was Mark Johnson the S1
What?
that year? He won the high points the previous year, I believe.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say,
I think he was.
I think he was.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was driving
Yeah, that would have been 04 then, I think.
Mark Johnson, man.
Was that
I
driving
had a
Barker?
great story with him in Valleyfield.
Yeah.
too.
Yeah,
Barker's.
All right, let's see.
Yeah, we had a lot of good races with Mark.
Yeah. No, we were in, I think it was the final one year, and I was in my new boat, and we were coming up the backstretch. We were lining up. Yeah, I guess they had the 45-second buoy, and we're coming through the first turn, and I just pinched him. I drove him right over top of the buoys, and I was out in front, and then somebody blew over, and then we had a restart, and I'm sitting in my boat, and Mark comes down, and he's in my cockpit just going, like grab his finger, and I'm going, don't you ever point your finger at me unless you want to use it. And then we go back out, well, doesn't he hammer me good? I was like, touche. But that's what it's like. You just went, yeah, that's cool, so.
Right.
But
I had a similar run-in with Mark in Lake Apaca. We went out and raced, and I don't know, he probably dove through my tail or something. And we
Seems
come
like
in,
a
and he's
trend.
just letting me have it. He goes, you're dangerous out there. He goes, you do all this bullshit. I'm sick of your bullshit, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just looking at him like, dude, what? And then he had to go drive a skiff, and he was good after that.
He
Mark
was
was a good
one
guy.
fiery little guy. I tell you what.
Yeah.
Didn't he
Remember that?
get the
Didn't
nickname
he-
Spider because all those times he'd go after people?
Did he?
I
Didn't he
think
win
so.
like
Call him.
5 classes in Hampton one year or something?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know how he did it.
Yeah, it was crazy.
It was his
Hey,
well,
grandfather's
Brandon,
1 liter mod,
GP
the honey bun,
350 at Valleyfield is insane.
Yeah.
It's probably
white
a
trash,
skiff, Bob.
national mod, and then the 350.
Geronimo.
So yeah, or 5 liter Geronimo. But yeah, he was driving Lou Mastillo's national mod, his grandfather's 1 liter mod, then Greg Barker, and then the skiff. So yeah, it was like 5 classes. I remember that. I remember that year. It was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. I mean, he did it. He still did it at a late age. I mean, I did that stuff at a young age. I was fine. And then as the time went on, I'm like, man, might be able to only do 2 at a weekend, not any more than that.
Now it's hard just getting up off the couch.
Shit, I can't even get off the couch anymore.
I remember being in Mays Landing one year, and I was driving, I want to say it was Jimmy Shane's T-boat, Seckler's Y-boat, and my S-boat. And I went in the water. Remember, I went in the water at 1 o'clock for the first heat, and I hopped from boat to boat to boat to boat, and there were a couple restarts. And I got off the boat, the last boat, at 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
I was driving heats for 3 straight hours. And the cool part was I won every single heat. It was kind of cool.
Nice.
But
I
it
can't
got
imagine
to the
wearing
point
a
where I had
driving
to
suit
write
for
the
that
timing
long.
mark. I wrote the timing marks down on the steering wheels of each boat because I couldn't remember what they were.
T-boat
So you-
just add 5 seconds.
Right. So you kept bringing up he dove through my tail. Do you think Jonathan would put up with that excuse these days, or would he still call you?
No, you know what? Nowadays, I look at what you guys are doing now with all those, with the drones and all that. Mike, you and I would have never survived.
No.
Yeah, probably
Couldn't
not.
do any of
Probably
the
would have
stuff
got
we used
red
to do.
cards, black.
Definitely
black
Bob
cards,
Yeah.
wouldn't have
red cards.
survived.
No, Bob would have been toast, man.
Yeah, so that
Bobby
brings
is
us to our
toast,
next
yeah.
one before drones, I guess. But I mean, the camera was pretty high up at the Triple Crown, Mike. What were you thinking when you were following Bobby when he was doing the S's down the front stretch?
When he was doing what?
He was swerving
Swerving?
back and forth going down the front
Oh
stretch.
my
He
God.
pushed JP
I was
out
like-
and then coming and cut you off.
Oh,
We
in
were diving through
Cambridge?
his tail. Yeah, Cambridge, Triple Crown.
I was not impressed, but more power to him, man. I was like, what the like he was way out and then come back in and like I think he got me wet in the 5 minute gun like 3 times. But yeah, hey, he did what he had to do to win that race. Did you win?
Yeah.
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 He was not
Did he?
mounted by Kip.
Yeah. I
Oh,
Yeah.
But
I
yeah,
know.
that was insane.
I'm like, once I hit the start and I realized I was in the lead, I didn't know what to do. I knew in my mind I was like 6th or 7th fastest through the weekend, and I'm like, I have no freaking chance. I'm like, I gotta start swerving.
I've
So-
never seen JP Squire so mad.
Oh my god. I'd like to see the time on that heat. Like you ran like friggin' mile and 2/3, one lap, a mile the next lap. It was insane. But I was just like, I can't believe he's doing this. But he did it, man. I was like, hey, more power to him.
Yeah,
Wow.
usually the
Right.
boats don't turn right like that.
What's that?
Usually boats don't turn
Hey,
right
Bob.
like that without going upside down.
You remember racing
I
in
know,
Rocky
but-
Fork in the Y class? And you pushed me so far out down the front stretch that Billy Noonan and everybody on the scores table got wet. And they were so mad at you. I don't know if they sat you down for the weekend or something, but they were
No,
mad.
they just gave me a penalty, but you know, I was driving Bobby Wilson, Chris Oliver's 1 liter mod, and I'm like, I can't even just hit the start and get to the first turn first. I'm like, I have no speed for Dan. Dan's way too fast. So I'm like, I'll just get the inside and push him out. Well, I at the time I'm like, how
How
far
they
can I
literally
push
got
him
wet
out?
on the judges stand.
Yeah. I'm like, how far can I push him out? And I don't even, and I didn't even do it gradually. You were coming up and I just said, screw it.
No.
And I came off of a turn and I looked at the out of bounds starting line buoy. And I'm like, I'll leave a lane between me and the out of bounds starting line buoy. and that's what I did. And he still got around me.
I'm guessing that's why the little barge
Like
they
it
have out
ran
there is
in
about 40 yards
2019.
off the buoy.
Right.
Like Brandon, 2019 GP final in Valleyfield, when the Steeler happened. Like I was outside the out course. I was in lane 3 outside, and people were getting wet in the stands out of turn
Yeah.
2.
Yep, we have a perfect video of that.
They were- I thought
Kyle
they were
was
gonna call it.
filming.
Yeah, I was
Kyle
there on the
filming
point.
on the point.
I did not.
I
I was committed to it, but it was scary, man. I got the shot.
Was that
No
Bert
calls,
pushing
though.
you out
man, like
or Brandon?
That was
I think
Bert.
I think it was a
Bert?
combination. It
Whoever
was
was-
Bert
no,
pushing
Jimmy.
Brandon.
Was it Jimmy
Yep.
King that was driving? I mean, he just drove to like lane 4. He's like, I ain't turning this boat. I'm keeping my foot in it. There was still 3 outside, but only 2 got
then
through.
there's Bobby and me, and yeah. Then the famous almost double flip in Waterford, eh, Bobby?
Oh man, that was scary. What was
You
his
tell
name?
that story.
What was his name? Marsh? No. I forget his name. The
Oh,
boat was
Du-
Stormtrooper.
Was it Dunlop?
No, it wasn't Dunlap.
No?
This guy was tall, skinny, and chain smoke.
No,
And he never showed up again.
No, he didn't.
Right.
I don't think so.
never showed up again.
But
The
we
guy went from lane 10 right to the pin and took everybody out.
yeah. Yeah, we're going down the front stretch. Monahan's on my outside, I think.
Accurate. Sounds accurate.
No, I'm on the inside of you.
Oh, he's on the
Inside.
inside. And so I'm going down the front stretch and I'm like, all right, this guy jumped the gun. And I'm starting to look around. I'm like, all right, we're about to set for the corner. I look ahead of me and this guy's just coming straight over. I'm like, oh no. And I'm like, I can't lift, I can't do anything. So I just went up the tail and I knew I could feel it. I'm like, I'm up. And all of a sudden, out of the corner of my eye, I just see this orange boat just like come over my deck. And then next thing you know, I felt the boat start twisting and it comes back down. And then like we land and I'm like, what just happened? And I look over, I see Mike over here. I'm over here. There's a couple other boats spread around. I'm like, geez. So we get back and long story short, this guy in Stormtrooper, he just came from the outside, sawed off the whole field, went straight to the pin and kept going. Took out everyone. And
The
that
best
guy,
part about-
Everyone.
But I
They
got
made him.
run over
They made
by.
him pull. They made him pull the boat out of the pits.
Yeah,
They were so
Yeah.
mad they kicked him out of the pits.
yeah,
and I got run over by Dave Archibald.
yeah,
He hit me right in the head. Like my boat was sideways, and he sponsored right off the head. Well, it was fine. There was nothing up there, and
Let's see.
so
Things
we're
are a little
coming
clearer now,
back.
aren't they, boys?
We're coming back in the crash boat or in the rescue boat, and I said, Dave, what's going on? He says, well, all I seen was water, so he says, well, in NASCAR they just drive right through it, and that's what he said to me, and I was like, are you effing kidding me? You just about killed me,
Yeah.
and
but
that's what he said to me in the boat. And I was
Oh
like,
Jesus.
where did he come from? Because there's no way in hell Archibald was on our inside.
He was pretending
he
to be a
was way
trailer.
behind us.
Okay,
He was like-
okay, so he's just trying to drive.
Yeah, he was like, he drove through the spray. He says, "Well, it's just NASCAR, they drive through it," and I'm like, "Great."
Yep, great.
But
Sometimes
Yeah,
you don't
Bill-
want
oh,
people's
Bill-
answers.
Billy
When you
Noonan
want an
just
honest
said-
answer, you really don't. You're not
Billy
asking for
Noonan
that.
just said that he pulled his cards. Billy pulled his cards, and the guy never came back.
yeah,
I know when they put his boat on the trailer, he
Who
didn't
was
even
that
do
guy?
anything to it, didn't close up any toolboxes, hooked up to it, and pulled it out. That's how
Probably
fast
because he was
going.
about to get his ass beat.
I-
I think Mike Monahan thinks he's a NASCAR driver. He keeps doing
know-
a hat swap like he just won.
that
Right.
after
Hey.
that,
I'm just showing you all the boats I've driven. So I was like,
That's all
this
you've
was
ever
one of my
asked for is a
favorites.
hat.
Right
That's all
here.
you ever asked for. I need a hat, please.
so
I'm driving your
That's
boat. I just
it.
need a hat.
I'm not like you, big unlimited driver.
what's that say? TM special?
Big unlimited driver there. Hey, Brandon, do you know what you and I have in common that nobody else here has? We both driven an unlimited boat.
Yep.
Oh God.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
So let me
made
tell
it.
this story.
Tell that story.
So Monahan, he got to drive in, what was it, Salina, right?
Go on,
Yeah.
He got to drive the Formula boat. So we're traveling back together, and he's all, "Ooh, I got to drive an unlimited, right?" So we stop at this gas station. I go in to
Yeah,
pay
you gotta
I go
preface it.
inside to pay, go to pee, whatever the heck. I come out, and here's Mike. He's standing in the parking lot of the gas station, and he's got the big Pierce picture out, and he's showing some random dude. I got to drive this thing today.
No, because the question was, oh, you like Miss Budweiser? And I said, by the way, this happens to be the old Miss Budweiser. Now I was driving this bitch. So yeah, take that.
Once in a lifetime opportunity to point that out. Ain't gonna miss it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
He
Well,
did
that-
such a good
that
job. He
was
never drove
my-
it again.
There's a story right there. So when Mike Allen, I didn't hear you. What?
Wait,
Oh, you'll
before you
have to
start, you got to
record it.
tell the Mike Allen story, Mike. You remember
The Mike Allen?
the Mike Allen? Remember when he got on
Oh.
the boat?
I got a couple Mike Allen stories. So, anyways, we really didn't know Mike Allen, Dan or I, right? And we're in Tonawanda, and he has the K boat there. So we're watching, and Mike's like always looked impeccable. Like, everything was perfect. His hair was perfect. His glasses was perfect.
That
And
sounded
he's
really
walking
good.
down to the boat, and there's his wife now holding a towel, holding his helmet, holding his glasses and a drink. And Mike gets on the boat and puts his helmet on and glass on, gets in there, comes in and finishes the race. He gets out, takes his helmet off, puts his new sunglasses on. His wife hands him a drink and follows him back up. He fixes his hair. Dan and I are looking at this going, what the hell just happened there? He was quite a character, man. Like, oh my God.
Myron
time,
Jackson.
When we went to Morgan City, and we got blown out, so we went into New Orleans, and he sat at a door of a bar and pretended to be a doorman for like 45 minutes and collected like $100 in cover charge. Like Mike Allen, who does that?
Jesus.
We're just saying that everybody's giving him $5 because he just looked like a doorman.
Oh my god.
Quite a character. A1 sauce. Have you ever done the A1
Oh.
sauce with Montgomery?
Yeah.
Shots
Nope.
of A1.
The
Yeah.
shots of A1.
So we
Now
got
My
he
best
would
Mike
bring the
Allen
party.
story is
All those New Orleans style parties he would bring to like Rocky
Yeah.
Fork. Those were the good times.
So we
Yeah,
got a name
yeah.
of the guy who cut us off, Mike. It's Myron Jackson, S5 Star Trooper from Madison.
that's it. Yep.
Myron
Myron.
Jackson.
Yeah, and now I remember.
Is he in the chat?
He was from like Ohio, right?
No, somehow
No,
your
Madison,
son knew
Indiana.
that, Dan.
Yeah, of course. It's ridiculous.
I mean, Eddie had to have been what, like 5?
Yeah, right. So yeah, right. That was Waterford, right? When that.
Yeah.
So pretty
Yeah.
exciting news if you guys can pull off bringing Waterford back.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
it's,
it's,
We'll,
it's
good.
happening.
We'll come to that one.
Yeah, it's the. I mean, the good news is it was the lake people that wanted it. I mean, that's those are usually who you're
Right.
fighting, are the people. They don't want to give up their lake. So if they're asking us to take it over for a weekend, that's a pretty good start.
I used to love that whole site. You know, the pits in the park and the big beach, and you could watch all day, and it was just a great setup.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those. It's a lot like Mott Lake.
I
It's
shit
just
you
in
not,
in
man.
a better location, and then the pits
Right.
are obviously better at Pontiac Lake. You know, they're connected and
Right.
closer.
And the backstretch was always rougher than you thought it was going to be. You're always like, oh, it's going to be so great. And then you get out there, it's like, this ain't so great.
Nah.
No,
Doesn't help,
I
but they
love
got
it.
95 pontoons lined up on the outer course
Right.
marker too.
You got to hop back in Eddie's boat this year. You'll think that's a mill pond compared to what we race in nowadays. You
Yeah.
guys weren't nothing.
I'll tell you what. I tested Eddie's boat last year. It's not the same class Mike and I ran in. I'll tell you that. Those things they're a lot of fun. Even Ken Brody drove it. He drove Kenny's, and he's like, these things are little race boats. Like, you know, it's not the same as it used to be.
Oh no.
Yeah, Ken had that thing flying pretty good in the
So,
video
Kyle
I saw when he
Austin-
drove it.
Yep.
So Kyle Austin, what are you guys going to do to step up your game next year? What do you got going on? What's Brandon got up his sleeve?
I mean, I gotta
reverse
hit
throttle
better
return spring.
starts. Yes, that works too. But
Can't
yeah,
lift.
I gotta hit better starts for one. I mean, in that class, if you don't beat them to the first turn, your race is over.
We're gonna have remote control throttle just for the start.
But the end of the year was
You take
helpful. I
the
mean, like
throttle
pack
top
on.
out. I mean,
Getting a race with those guys was nice. You know, you can't really simulate competition and boat racing. You kind of just got to experience it.
yeah.
So
I had
it'll
a 14-inch propeller ready to go, but HRL outlawed that.
be
Bullshit.
It's one thing Dan and I like. Bobby, we ran 18s and 19s back in the day, and now
Yeah.
they're running 15s and 16s, and
I ran
You know,
your
with more power,
117
just-
for like 5
you know.
years. Old Nachi,
Yeah.
you remember that prop?
So-
I remember
Yeah.
that prop and ran it for like 5 years.
yeah.
So how did that
I
feel?
remember
That is
we
one
did
thing
that
I wanted to
prop.
bring up. Like that, my poppy would buy you guys as props, and then Bob would go out and beat you with your old props. Does that feel good?
I think Dan's the only one that wouldn't sell me a
Well,
prop.
Yeah, I would never sell you a prop. First of all, your grandfather was one tough bird, man.
Yeah, love.
I liked
love
him,
Bobby.
man. He was tough. He was intimidating, you know, and
He
he
and he
wanted
always
to
used
win.
to come to
And,
me when Bobby would beat me and go, "Oh, Nachi did it again."
yeah. Well, I remember one time Greg Barker was like, "Hey, can you give this box to?" I don't know if it was Bobby, one of you guys,
Yeah,
to a race that he wasn't going
yeah.
to, and it was a prop, and they ran it, and they beat me that weekend. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, I ran that
Did I?
prop up until the time I stopped racing for Sam Horner, and Greg's like, he's like, just to warn you, this prop's pretty much timed out. That's at the end of its life. I'm like, fuck that. I'm like, I'll run it until it comes apart. So I ran
Right.
Monaghan's for like 5 years, and then once we got that one from Barker, I ran that until I. So
I'm
like,
pretty sure that's the one that we still run. I think that's
Yeah,
the one I marked
PP1.
PP1.
Yeah.
everyone
It
thinks
didn't
that
work
like,
on my boat. I didn't
yeah,
like it.
everyone thinks like, you know, I went through a lot of props. I only literally ran like 2 props my whole 2.5 stock career.
And he tried it
It's
4-blade
all-
once. How about
Yeah.
that 4-blade in
Yeah.
Maze Landing,
Yeah,
Bob?
me and 4 blades don't get along.
He spun out in every corner, every lap, 5 laps, 10 spins.
At Maze Landing, that's actually hard I don't think you get enough speed to spin usually.
Yeah, you put
I
a,
ran
did
I ran a 4-blade in Maze Landing one year. I was in a points battle with Bob, and it was
Yeah.
tight. And I borrowed a 4-blade from a buddy of mine. I ran pretty good.
He borrowed my Rolla that I got off of Export A. The best
Yeah.
prop I ever owned.
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
that thing was sweet.
It
Whatever
just
happened to
kept
that?
getting smaller and smaller.
Right.
though.
They
Like,
probably went to Stevenson.
Every
and
year,
probably
I'd have
went
to trim a
to,
little off one of the tips.
Hearn probably has it now. Because I think he's
Four-blade roller? I think I ran that thing on the T-boat. I feel like I had that one at
No.
one point.
Yeah. That
think
the
I at least
4-blade
tried.
Rolla?
Yeah,
Did you buy it for? Did Stevenson buy it from you?
there's that picture. I think that's Maze Landing there. Looks
That's
about
Maze
like an
Landing.
arm's throw to the other thing.
Yeah,
That's Maze
right.
Landing.
Yeah, right.
Shout out Eddie
Bob
for
and I
all the
hit Maze
pictures, or
Landing
Dan
one
for all
time.
the pictures.
Yeah, and
Hey,
I was,
in this picture, your cowling's a little loose. I think you lost like 1/10 of a mile an hour.
Yeah.
Might have been when
Which,
you and Bob hit.
Right.
So
Yeah,
no,
we had.
I was on the
That was
inside.
just a racing incident. Yeah.
Yeah, I was on the inside, and it was
Yeah,
going
right.
up for the start, and I slid out, and my sponson popped up on the deck of Dan, and I literally freaked out, and I laid out, and Dan just kept going and hit the start, and I'm like, well, fuck. Like, I should have kept
I
going.
think your headers got all bent up, didn't they?
I
I think your
don't
headers got
remember.
bent up.
Did they? I don't remember.
Yeah.
I mean, I ended up going and finishing the race.
So-
So I freaked out because I'm like, my sponson was like on his deck.
Right. So that leads right into another Bobby freaking out story. But before we do that, we got some new bling.
Yeah.
Yup. Talking
What's
about the
that?
bike back there.
What?
Why is he
Where'd
cutting
he
out?
go?
There we go.
Oh, wait.
Oh,
what's
the-
it say? Fast Eddie.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty
Nice.
I like that.
Look at that.
Nice.
Oh, man.
Would you order that off Timu?
His mic went out. We lost his mic.
Oh, where's Eddie?
Dang.
Where's Eddie? Eddie, go down and fix it. Where is it?
He's about to call him
I
Eddie.
didn't lose my mic. I'm good.
No, you're
No,
good.
Dan did.
So we'll switch it to a different subject here, Mike. We'll get you involved in the chat here. When did the whole beer stealing thing come around? When did you decide that you were going to be the guy that goes in everybody's cooler and steals everybody's beer?
Okay, you want to hear the story? And this is how it started. So I was backup driver for Huey on the Steeler, right? This is back, and we're in Webster, the race Grindel put on. So that Friday was hotter than shit. So we went into Grindel's offshore boat, grabbed all his life jackets. There's like 6 or 7 of us, and put them on like a diaper, and then bobbed in the water. So we're floating with a beer, and we ran out of beer. So I ran up to the Steeler trailer, and I grabbed 6 beers, and I threw them out in the water. And I said, Huey, I'll replace them. Well, Huey lost his mind. And I'm like, dude. So I raced the next day. Saturday, I finished. I didn't even get out of my driving suit or my life jacket. I jumped in my truck. I drove down to the beer store there, and I brought him 2 30 packs of Bud Light, and I set them on the back of the truck. I go, here you go, you cheap fucker. And that's how the beer stealer story started.
Oh my gosh.
No word of lie. I never stole any beers at anybody's cooler, but just the myth grew and it grew. And I was like, okay, I'll roll with it. But that's how it started. 6 beers out of the Steelers cooler, and I was the backup driver.
Back to the
Got
beers. Backup driver becomes the beer stealer.
Dan, did you get your mic fixed?
You know, I was quite famous for the backup driver thing, right? It's kind of what I was known
His
for.
mic's not fixed. His mic's not fixed.
I don't think so.
Eddie, go fix your dad's mic.
Here you go.
What?
Maybe boot him and let him come back in.
It must be that flashing light in the back done took all the microphone power.
It came from Timu.
All right, Mike. So we'll keep it
What,
going with
Dan's?
you. What?
Yeah,
Yeah, Dan's. What was your favorite boat to
Yeah.
drive? Because obviously you drove a lot. You were the world's famous backup driver, world's greatest backup driver for a long time. What would you say your favorite boat to drive was?
I really like the as a 2.5, the last one I had that I sold to Mark, that was pretty fun to drive. Hootie's boat, that was crazy fun to drive. Obviously riding Ronnie, and like once we got it dialed in, it was pretty fun to drive. But I'd have to go back to my 2.5. It was just like you could put it in, you just felt comfortable in it, right? You didn't do anything stupid. I mean, the toughest boat I ever drove was a 2.5 mod that Bert built for Debbie.
Oh, really?
That thing was like, that boat scared me. That's the only time I've ever blown a boat over it in all my career.
Yeah.
And I was at the 5 Minute Gun in Cambridge. And that's the only one I've ever blown over. How many have you blown over, Dan? About 14? I mean,
We can't even hear you, Dan.
Ah,
I
still
didn't have
does.
no mic.
Brandon, can you boot
Yeah.
him and maybe it's something on
Yeah,
the
we'll
podcast
pop
side?
him out and then he'll come back in.
But-
Yeah,
I'd have to say,
Here you go.
that was probably the most fun, you know, and it was, I worked on it, so you get more pride and stuff, you made it go faster. People helped you make it go fast. For me, that was probably the most, that was mine. But driving for Ron and Sandy was a blast for 4 years. I wasn't supposed to do well. We should have won a lot more races. Some my fault, some, boat fault, motor boat. But I mean, I had a blast. They treated me great, and I'm going down there. We're going to spend a week with them in Florida at the end of January. So
Awesome. Nice.
but it was, that was fun. But Hootie's
Nice.
boat, when it was running, that thing was nice to drive, like the old Pleasure Seeker.
Yep.
yeah.
Is that still an active boat?
Yeah.
Roger has it. Yeah.
Roger has it. Okay, it's one of his. Is it
Well,
one of the?
Roger has
It's
it.
not one of the two, right? It's a third GP.
It's
that
a
he has?
third one. Yeah. It got all redone. And then he bought it back.
Okay.
It was his boat originally back in the 90s.
Gotcha.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yep.
Yes.
We got
Yeah,
you.
Okay.
I
Cool.
wrecked that boat twice. I wrecked
Oh,
it
wow.
in Lake Havasu and then I wrecked it in Tonawanda when they ended up putting 2 new sponsons on it after that. But the Havasu accident was pretty crazy. I don't know if you ever seen videos of Scott Pierce. We're coming down the start. I had lane 1, and what's his name? Greg Hopp went on the inside of the course and bumped me out. Like I'm like putting, right? So he's got lane 1. He lays back. I had to start. Jimmy Shane's on the outside in the whatever the freak thing.
10. Yep.
And
Charger.
he went in the corner and he did a Burt. He squared that one and I'm steering as hard as I can. And that I'm up on a skid fin. I look out the window and here comes old Greg Hopp. Boom! Hits me.
Oh,
I go flying right through Jimmy's rooster tail and Scott Pierce drove over the back.
Oh, jeez.
Destroyed the boat. So yeah, I've had a few
Okay.
boat calls, but but that was a fun boat to drive.
So back to now that Dan has a mic. Dan has more blowovers than you do.
Yes. I was upside down 9 times. They weren't all
Yeah.
blowovers. A couple of them were barrel rolls. But
You've-
9 times.
I think Eddie said every crash you've had, you ended up upside down, right? You've never had a.
Yeah, I've never
one
gotten
right
hit the
side.
lucky. Oh, look, I'm still dry. No, the last one was when I blew the Y1 over out west. I forget which race it was, and that was a weird story. It was supposed to be a regular race clock start, and then they had trouble with the clock, so we're strapped in the boats, and they're like, "We're gonna have to draw for lanes." So like we're strapped in the boat, we draw a number. Well, I got lane 10. We're all the way out west. I'm in lane 10, right? And this was back when I don't remember if it was Corey or it was what was that other guy's name? Dahlquist, Robbie Dahlquist. But there was some other fast guys there. And I'm out in lane 10. I'm like, well, this sucks. So we take the start and it's windy and it's rough. We go into the first turn. Well, when Eddie races and I'm on the radio, I'm like, if he misses the start, I'm like, you don't have to get it all the first lap. You don't have to get it all in the first lap. Take your time, right? Well, I tried to get it in the first quarter of the first turn. I'm flying through the air, upside down, and I'm in the air, still upside down, and I'm going, oh my God, this is a brand new engine. Jim is going to be so mad, right? And of course, they land upside down, but we ended up rebuilding the boat. Jim and Tim had to tear into the engine, and I had to do a bunch of deck work, and we ran on Sunday, but I don't think we won. I think that was not a lot of fun.
Was that the only
It was-
time you crashed that the
How
wild
many times
one,
you been
that
over,
yellow
Bob?
one?
Yep, 430 something heats. That's the only time I blew that boat over. And then I
Wow.
wish Eddie was sitting here next to me. He's upstairs, but right after that, I think the next guy to blow it over was Jimmy Shane because Marty Hammersmith bought it. Jimmy was going to drive it, right? So I called Jimmy that week. I go, Jimmy, let me tell you about this boat. I go, the thing will bite you. I go, it can bite you. It's fast, but so I give him all his warning, and he's like, yeah. I think he was driving unlimited at the time, and he's like, yeah, sure, at least Grand Prix, yeah, whatever, old man, whatever. Blah, blah, blah. He goes out and he blew it over like the first half of a lap of the 5-minute warm up. Never even made it to the race. He blew it
That's
over.
tough.
Oh Jesus!
So Dan,
Yeah.
well, I drove that boat when it was. They used to put me in it. They call it the windy setup.
Yep.
Well, put the windy setup. Well, Mike will drive it.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
should have drove ours
Oh.
in Brockville, jerk.
Yeah.
Did you
That
see
was-
that? That clip's got like 5 million views, man.
Yeah, legend has it that Garrett still hasn't lifted.
Right. So Garrett did some driving for us this year in the S50, and he did a great job.
Yeah, he did.
He learned his lesson. Because
He
when
did
he
good.
blew yours over, man, I was standing watching, and I think I was standing next to one of you guys. And I'm like, what the hell is he doing? And he goes down the front stretch, and he didn't blow over. Then the next lap, I'm like, what is he doing? And he didn't blow over. And then I think it was, the third lap? I mean, that thing was
Oh.
talking.
Yeah.
Maisonneuve.
Yeah, that was.
Brockville's been a few people. Remember, were you there when Eric Longman went for that one?
Oh yeah, we
I
just
was
watched that
not.
video
Really?
the other day. Actually,
Yeah, I was in.
that's probably
I was actually
still the
in
best
Ken Island.
blowover I've seen.
That was like one of the
Oh,
very
man.
rare times that my dad and I were split up. I was in Ken Island driving the 5-liter for Ray. He was up in Brockville. So I'm sitting in the
Oh.
boat watching the live stream and I see a yellow boat fly through the air. I'm like, that better not be Dad. And then they're like, 1 to the 5. I'm like, shit, I'm gonna have to finish this race before I find out who it is. Yeah, he sent that thing to the moon though.
Man, I was standing on Hootie's boat, and I said, "Hootie, watch this," because he was on like lap 3 the third time. I said, "Be ain't gonna make," and then away he went. I was like, "Wow."
Thing is, he actually did make it to the end of the heat. The blowover was after.
Bobby, how many times you blown over?
I blew over my grandfather's in Valleyfield, Greg Isaacs in Hampton.
I think he only got 2 blowovers, right?
Wait,
Two
we
blow-
told me to
Tina's
talk
really
about
wasn't a
Brockville. Maybe that wasn't a
blowover.
blowover, but
What's that?
Yeah.
you got pretty wet in Brockville, didn't you?
Brockville, I stuffed it. I barrel rolled Archibald's 1-liter mod because I had a bent rudder.
Did you end up
Um,
upside down with Tina's when you
Yeah,
flew?
he did.
when you
Oh,
launched
Tina's,
over
I was upside
Wilson?
down, but that's because I
Or
launched off
Martin?
another boat.
I think that's it.
I barrel rolled Ronnie Thompson's 350 at Wildwood because
You got moron.
JP Moron turned in
Sam
front of
Page.
me. Sam Page, whatever his name is.
They were both morons.
Oh, he
Brandon?
turned in
I
front
don't
of
think
me.
you've ever blown over, have you?
Yeah, I blew
One-liter
Ray's boat
stock.
over. And then
1-liter
yeah, I
stock.
got taken over in the 1-liter stock.
Yeah.
It's up there. It's a constant reminder.
Ah, okay. Yeah. That wasn't your fault.
Nah,
Dan's are mostly his
that
fault.
was actually the best part of that story is it created a battle between me and Paul Hewitt because I started to run my mouth. I was like, I can't believe I just blew over chasing that old man. And he thought it was funny, but his wife hated me for like 2-3 years until me and Paul became pretty tight. And she's like, yeah, I hated you, you little cocky bastard. You saying that old man. I was like, was I wrong? He was old and I was chasing him. It was pretty accurate knowledge information there.
Hey, Grant Crullers just in the chat just posted a video of someone flipping. I'm assuming it's Dan.
I'll try to pull it up. Looks like he sent a Google Maps link though.
This has got to be
Oh.
the blowover, right?
Is it a Google?
Oh, and
Maps?
PEI.
Oh yeah,
Looks
could
like
be.
a Google Maps thing.
You left your boat
Send
on
me-
the upside down.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
sent me coordinates to Google Maps. Hold on, is this where you blew over?
Is it up in PEI, Prince Edward Island?
That spot right there. Is that where you blew over?
So let me tell you a story about that one. So
Yeah,
that was
it
a
was
barrel
parked
roll.
right there.
That wasn't a blowover, but I barrel rolled it. and see that pier that's
Oh.
above that red dot?
Yep.
They towed the boat over there. It was upside down, and they tied it off to the pier, and there were kids swimming off it all day. I'm not kidding. They didn't even try to get the boat out of the water. Kids using it for like a swim platform.
That's great.
That's safe.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
And that's salt water up there. But I ran the next day.
Dang.
We worked on that thing, but
Yeah.
boy, I mean,
What
I
What
got home
was
and the
that?
wires were
Which
falling
boat?
apart.
That wasn't the new one.
No, that
last
was
one,
my
the
little
one-
little red wood boat.
Yeah. Okay.
That thing went upside down quite a few times. I blew
That
that thing
was-
over and coming down for going up the backstretch, coming around for the start my rookie year.
Where
We
at?
were coming
SummerSlam.
around, getting ready to come around for the start, and I'm trying to figure out what to do, and I look up, and everybody's way up at the end of the backstretch. I'm like, oh, I got to get going. Well, I got to the end of the the little point there, and over it went.
Valleyfield?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that where it busted it up pretty bad?
That was a different time. Yeah. That was, yeah,
He's
that
got a long
for a while
way.
there, Mike. I don't know how many years it was. Remember when they used to have the two different second turns? There was like the mile and a
For the
mile and a
start.
mile and a
and-
quarter turns.
Yep.
So
Yeah, well, it was a mile and yeah,
I think it was mile and a quarter. So when you went
Yeah.
out for the coming around for the start, they wanted you to take the far turn way up there. So you're screaming coming down for the start. Well, we go out for the warm up, and I'm going up to the backstretch. Up the
can't
backstretch.
hear you,
When I
man.
get
You
there,
gotta move your mic. It was good before.
yep. Can you hear it now?
Yep.
Okay.
Eddie's
So,
got to
yeah.
upgrade a mic. Get him a better one for Christmas. Come on now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
geez.
just got new tires for his car. That's what he got for Christmas. So anyway, yeah. So we're going up for the warm ups. I go up the backstretch the first time. Well, I get to the first turn, and I turn, and it was Trahan. Mario Trahan was inside of me. He didn't turn, plowed right into the side of the boat, took most of the left side of the boat off, and I drove it all the way back down to the pits and didn't sink. It was cool. The worst part was my brother-in-law Pat and I had spent all winter painting that thing. It was beautiful. Like we spent a lot of time on it, and we got like 1 day out of it. It was all smashed up.
Damn.
That's brutal.
That's recent.
I actually have a great picture of us standing in the pits, just looking at it, just like, what
Upset.
did we do? Oh yeah, Valleyfield. I mean, you guys have all raced there. You know what it's like. I mean, the hardest race, as far as I'm concerned, the hardest race in the world to win. And boy, did the weird things happen up there. I've just destroyed a lot of equipment up there.
Yeah.
We someone in the chat, Elijah asked Dan about putting beer cans in boats.
Elijah, what happens with the team stays with the team. Yeah, whose boat was that? I don't remember whose boat that was, but we were at some race. I don't know. We thought it would be a good idea to load somebody's boat up with beer cans. I don't remember who it was.
Somebody said Waterford. That must be a.
No, it was an
Known
HO
story.
race, and it was not
Oh.
too long ago.
No. See, maybe you've done it twice.
No, more than twice.
Maybe you're the beer stealer.
No.
Start that
So-
rumor, Mike. We'll,
Were they
we'll help
Huey's
you out.
beers?
So I got a text from Eddie. Like, there's this one story he wants me to tell, and it's about you, Bobby.
Oh, great.
Yeah. So we're back at Lake Hopatcon again, right? And again, this is when we used to score up on the backstretch at 1 minute. And when you scored up, that's where you established your lane. So in those days, it was okay to just go putting up to that buoy and just once you cross the line, that was your lane. So Bobby's coming up the backstretch. He's pretty early, but he's in lane one. He's got lane one. He's going to get lane one. He's all like, boo-doo-doo, right? So I just pull up inside him, inside the course, and I kind of like start accelerating past him. I ended up dragging him right up to the buoy, and at the last second, I just cut the course. Well, he goes across the line, and now he doesn't know what to do. And he pulled into the infield, shut his motor off, I think. We all come around the turn, the first turn, coming up the backstretch to start, and all of a sudden, here comes Bobby shooting out of the infield on the backstretch. Like he had no idea what was going on. He was all flustered because of what I did to him. It was so cool. Dragged him up to the line and then said, "No, I'll go around again." You remember that, Bob?
I don't remember.
He probably
That-
said. He
that
probably
story
said
I
on the
just told you
radio it
was
blew
pretty
up.
accurate, my friend.
I probably was had a engine issue. And
Uh-huh.
had to-
Oh yeah, the Kennedys.
typical
Boy,
that
you
blew
guys
up.
have more steering problems than I've of any race team I've ever seen. We got to test. We got a steering problem. I just saw it again in Hopatcon this last fall. I walked up to your mom. I'm like, "Oh, the old steering problem, huh?" I think you guys would have figured it out by now.
Can't.
You know,
It's
it's
a
funny.
manufacturing issue.
Right?
It's funny. I forget. We were doing something to the 2.5 stock, and I'm like, it was at Waterford the first time I did it, and I'm like, I went up, and I think it was Billy Noonan. I'm like, I need to test. He's like, there's no testing, and I'm like, I forget what we did to the boat, and he goes, oh, you need to go test your steering, and I'm like, what? He's like, you need to go test your steering. I said, yes. And he goes, okay, you can go test your steering.
Can I ask Brandon about testing the steering in the 2.5?
Hey man, it's yeah.
He
I never had
genuinely
rudder
did.
flutter in a Grand Prix, but did it at 2.5.
Yeah, we did that test thing one time in Mays Landing. That was back when I was chasing points, and I ended up traveling with Bergeron and his guys a lot, the 5-liter guys. And they had some prop they wanted to see run on the boat, and they wouldn't let them test. So they're like, well, we want to offer Dan a chance to drive a 5-liter. So they sent me out in it just for a couple laps. But they had that prop on there. They wanted to see what it did. So that was kind of cool.
Nice.
Dan would be the only one that could fit in there. All you could do, Brandon.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Birds are all the same size.
Right? Oh, God.
You guys could have had like a midget basketball team together.
So towards the end of my career, we go to Lakeland one time. Brian O'Connor was down there. He had the Gator, I think it was the 5-liter.
Mm-hmm.
And they were having all sorts of setup problems. And he goes, would you take this thing for a ride and give me some feedback, right? I hop into this thing, and you know how tall his son was, right?
Yep.
I get in there, and the steering wheel's literally like this. I'm like, I don't think this is going to work, man.
Yeah.
So I did not
I
go
can't
for
even
it.
make this one work.
No, can't even fake it, right?
Oh, that's great.
Well,
That
Eddie
is funny,
tested
but me and Bobby sit in the same seat, same pedal arrangement. I don't know how he does it, but
really.
he fits right in. I don't think
Right.
he's comfy.
Man,
but
I fit in so many boats I probably shouldn't have fit in. I remember Jim Dixon's 1-liter mod that was
that thing was tiny.
built for Casey Browning. He's like, I really want you to drive my boat. I can't even talk like how Jim Dixon used to talk. And like, I don't fit. He goes, I'll get you. And I'm like, okay. A little while later, he comes. He's like, Bobby, you'll fit now. Go sit in it. I climb up and I look down. Fucking took the seat out. There wasn't even a seat. And I'm like, I get down in there and I'm like, well, Jim, you got me, bud. I fit now. So like one season, I drove a whole season without a seat in it.
Bob,
Like-
what was your seat in the 88?
The
No,
88
You didn't
was
act
just
like
a
anything
board.
was anything better.
But ask Dan and Mike. That was Bert's seat back in the day.
Oh,
That
yeah?
was just a board. Like
That's
Yeah.
just a
that's all I ever
fiberglass
had, and now I
Yeah.
have arthritis in my lower back. So
board.
we're spending a lot more time on Eddie's seat. We don't need him to
Yeah.
be doing this.
But yeah, that's fiberglass seat in.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah,
Bert
you crushed it
Henderson's seats were.
in your blowover, I think, too.
Yeah, that
Wow.
one freaking hurt. Wait, which one?
The one in Valleyfield. I think the
Oh
seat
yeah,
broke.
yeah, the S25. Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
hurt because we used
Oh,
to
yeah.
have the air bottle behind the seat. So when I landed and the seat crushed, the air bottle went up into my ribs. That one freaking hurt.
Talking
That
about air
was-
air bottles.
you're
Remember that
right.
guy, that GP that went over in San Diego a couple years ago? That video that
He is
air
Oh,
bottle
yeah.
was
lucky.
How he
shooting
didn't
through the
get hit.
cockpit.
Oh
He is
yeah.
lucky.
Yeah, really lucky.
I mean, I would. Yeah, that could have ended really badly. But
Is that in the 3-sponson one? The
no,
goofy
that was
looking
the
one?
GP20.
20.
Oh,
GP20,
Preston.
the blown income.
What happened
It's,
with that?
that was
His
His
air
air
bottle
bottle
wasn't
came
strapped
loose.
in.
Oh shit.
So when he was flipping, his air bottle was bouncing around the
flying through the
cockpit.
cockpit.
Oh yeah, that ain't no good.
Yeah, that was some stuff right
little
there.
torpedo flying around.
Reach up and hold on to that thing, man.
Hey, so
Imagine
me and
if
you.
got hit in the face with that. Holy!
Oh, you're
shit.
out.
Oh
Yeah,
no,
you're out.
You're done.
Yeah.
You're done.
You know how confused rescue would be though if you popped up and you were just holding your air bottle over your shoulder, like I'm good.
Now you guys were both still racing 2.5 stock when we all had the crazy ride at Ogdensburg that one year. Were you guys out on the water that time when
Are you
the
talking about-
freighter came through and we were out on the
Oh,
backstretch?
Oh yeah, there's a whole story there. Yeah, Mike was actually in the lead in lane 1. We're going up the backstretch, And you didn't have a canopy at that point, I don't think,
No.
Mike, right?
And this friggin' monster roller's coming in. I got my hand up, waving
He's
like
waving.
this. The guy's like, no,
And I'm like-
they go fucking blowing by me, and next thing you know, you tell the rest of the story.
Yeah, right. So yeah, I see Mike waving his hands. I'm like, I'm getting him, I'm catching him, right? So I go blowing by him. Me and Mark Johnson get into the second turn, I guess it would be. And there's like 4-foot rollers from a freighter. Well, it didn't end well. We both flat rolled or flat spun and smashed into each other. I remember the whole side of his boat was all smashed in for me hitting him, I think.
And Mike just slowly went by y'all
And I
like,
go,
Yeah.
I told you so, motherfucker.
yeah, you'll listen to
What do
me
you
next
think I'm
time,
waving
boys.
my hand for, you
Like-
dummy?
Yeah, keep going.
Yeah, I'm not the beef out in the middle doing donuts here.
Yeah, man, they were. I watched both of those guys go, and I was like, holy shit. When you're out front, you get to see all the good stuff, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was crazy. That
So
was
there's
crazy.
no way this podcast can end without you telling the toilet story in Valleyfield, Mike.
Which toilet story?
When they moved the porta potty.
Oh, fuck. Yeah,
Hey,
so one
there's
year,
too many Valleyfield
like,
toilets.
This one we were fighting for.
Yeah, I was about to say
I
this.
thought we were going Bobby's toilet. Porta potty, I don't know. Anyways, that's where I was going. Which
That's where
porta potty
mine
story?
went.
So back when we were fighting for lanes and all that stuff, so I always had a couple plans if you didn't get the inside or whatever. So on the Friday, I'm out there. And I said, okay, I'll take some runs there. So there was these 5 outhouses, 2 green ones and a white one in the middle, right? So I said, well, if I got to make a run from the outside, I'm going to take my timing mark off this outhouse. So all week I don't have to do it. Comes the time I got to do it. And I think it was I don't know if it was the final or not. And I jumped the gun by I don't know, for a couple feet. Turned out they moved the outhouses. I went back and looked at them and I was like, oh. They moved them over like 6 feet
Oh,
to the other way. So I was like, oh yeah. And I was like, yeah, jumping gun. That was my outhouse story. Bobby, do you have an outhouse story? I don't know.
Yeah, it's a couple.
Oh.
It's a couple.
I have another outhouse story with my dad. It happened in Valleyfield. This back in the days when they had no fences or nothing, so you're just sitting out in the water and stuff like that. So it was Sunday, my dad's boat had broke, so he's out there drinking and all that stuff. My brother's out there. Dad goes to go to the shitter, and he goes in there, and all of a sudden, some French guy walks over and pushes over one of the shitters. And my brother's sitting there going, where's Dad? Where's Dad? Sure enough, go over there, fucking lift it up, and the old man's just covered in shit. Oh, I guess the guy was pushing his buddy over in the shitter, but he pushed my dad. Well, my dad was a tough cookie, all right? He actually grabbed the guy by the neck out of the chair, drug him into the water because he was covered in shit, and just started pounding on this guy. My dad was probably in his 50s or whatever, early 50s. But yeah, it was like, oh my God, it was hilarious. Not at the time, it wasn't hilarious, but after the fact, it was hilarious. But
That's
yeah,
bad.
that's my, yeah, he was covered in, on a Sunday afternoon of drinking, and that thing was just full.
Oh man.
Hey, Mike, TJ just posted on the chat that the Leafs are down 2-0.
What?
The Leafs are losing 2-0. TJ just posted that.
Don't care. I'm a Buffalo Sabres fan.
We do have some.
I know,
I'm a
right?
Buffalo
Much room
Sabres
to speak.
photos here.
Aren't the Red Wings better?
But, that was a good stash, man.
That wasn't.
You should bring it back.
Back in the day. No, look at me.
Let's see what else we got here.
We all get older, man.
Well, I know
Alright,
Eddie sent something to Kyle, I believe.
Yeah, so I don't know if these photos go together or if there's a reason they're here together, but we got this one, Mike and Lynn,
Oh yeah.
and then Mike and his son. I don't know
Yeah,
if the
look-
timeline is about the same.
That's
I
when
mean,
it
they
all
look
happened,
so
dude.
similar.
Right?
It all
Yeah.
happened one night in Chambly.
Yeah.
Look at Eddie. He's like terrified.
It,
You
hap-
know, right?
I would
it
be
happened
too.
in one
Picture?
heat. Dan was out racing.
Come sit on my lap, boy. I'm gonna tell you how I'm better than your daddy.
You know what's crazy in that picture? He could pass as Jim Scheckler's brother in that picture.
All right,
Yeah,
I
you
got
could.
one for you. Let's see here.
What did he
Yeah,
say?
well, you know, Eddie does have some pretty good driving skills. I just don't know where he got them from.
Right? Right?
He watches a lot of videos and he hasn't flipped, so he obviously watches yours, Mike.
Oh yeah, look at this video. So I don't know where this is, but this is Mike and I lining up on the backstretch. You know, trying to score up. Just putting along, doing our thing. And then out of nowhere, here comes Bobby,
Yeah.
and then proceeds to stall the boat. Just shuts off. And we just kept doing our thing. Blah, 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 blah. But it gets even better on the start because
like-
Bobby does the double on this.
What race course is this? Brockville?
I can't tell.
I don't know, Eddie. Where was this? It's gonna be Brockville. I'm sure it's Brockville.
Yeah, I think it's Brockville.
Looks like Brockville.
Tell you in a minute.
I don't know who's filming this thing, but they need a stabilizer.
I think it was Andrew.
I don't think it's Brockville.
Well, I
Yep,
think it
there's
is.
that.
Way
Yeah.
too
It's
smooth.
Yeah,
Brockville.
it's Brockville.
That's the smoothest Brockville's ever been right there.
Yeah.
So now Bobby's alive again.
What's this guy doing? Way up here.
So clearly we're all early, but somebody doesn't get the memo.
Me?
Wait for it.
Just go whizzing by.
See you guys.
I want proof that I jumped. I think you guys were just slow and late on the start.
Well, could be.
Hey man,
So-
you need clean water in Brockville. You got to jump the gun every now and
You
then.
gotta go. You gotta
So Eddie
go.
found this old video on an old CD we had, and he's got video of Ken Henderson's first 2.5 stock ride.
Oh,
Oh my
really?
gosh.
Yep.
God,
Yeah, he spends a lot of time watching video.
So
that
you
is
got a
like
son, Dan or
2003.
Mike, whichever one. Mike,
really.
you had all daughters, so this leads me to my next question. Was it harder to beat Bobby on the race course or
Yeah.
keep him away from your daughter?
Well, it kind of brings me back to the porta potty thing. At least that didn't happen. I mean, I don't
Silver
know.
linings.
I don't care. I don't ever want to know. I mean, having daughters is a tough deal, but I love them all. You know what
Especially
I mean?
around this
I
sport.
mean, and none of them wanted the boat race. I saved a whole bunch of money. So, you know,
That's
they
true.
didn't inherit
Hey,
that
that's-
disease that we all
That's what bought all those sleds for you, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the money from boat racing.
Yeah, all the
Yeah.
money, all the extra money you didn't
So,
spend.
no, it was. You're having another one, aren't you, Brandon?
Yeah.
Boy, though, right? You can't
Yeah,
get the
all
girl.
boys.
You need me
No-
to come
no
down
girl.
there and do it, or what?
I think so. I need some help. It's that race season, man. Must have too much adrenaline. Just creating boys out here.
Yeah, no kidding. No, but,
When's this one due, Brandon?
May something like right before Cambridge.
Right?
So we gotta time that out perfect. I was a day old at a boat race, so we'll see if this one can be the same.
Right?
yeah.
So,
Well, this will
Dan-
be my. If I go to Valleyfield this year, it'll be my 58th. I've
Wow.
been there since I was 3 years old. Yeah, man. So,
Damn.
I'm
So Dan,
pretty
what
old
was
now.
out of all the
I
racing you've done, what race would you say that you won that is the most the highlight of your career, the most memorable one?
No, it's 100% Valleyfield.
Yeah.
Just because it's so hard to win there. And I'm not kidding when I said I destroyed a lot of equipment there. You know, and we go there now with Eddie, and he's seeing how hard it is to win there, and unfortunately the last 2 years we didn't get to run the finals. So you can work hard all weekend and still not get a shot at it. It's and then you can go there and you can be the fastest guy all weekend, and it's no guarantee for the final.
Yeah, it's because that final comes around and everyone's brains just go haywire.
Right. Well, and
Something
at least in the little boats, it doesn't seem like lane one's really where you want to be.
No.
Yeah.
What about you, Mike?
Definitely Valleyfield. I won it. I don't know. I mean, like 4 or 5 times. I won it in a 1 liter mod. Joe Cheesham's that one year.
No, really?
Yeah, that was pretty fun. The first time I ever drove a 1 liter mod, and I was thin, so it went fast. And yeah, it was pretty cool. But a GP in Valleyfield, Bobby, it's friggin' pretty cool, man. When you smoke her up the backstretch, and it's I won a lot of heats there in the GP. Never could get it done in the final, but that. And Dan will say the same thing. It's like the best place to race, man. It was just that Sunday, and the fans are all right there. And yeah, and that was my first ever win, was in 1996 at Valleyfield.
Oh boy, this leads right into something, doesn't it, Kyle?
That's pretty sweet.
What's that?
What?
You got the video Eddie sent you? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Brandon, you got it?
I do.
I didn't see. I didn't see you sent multiple.
Thanks, Eddie. Thanks, son.
Son's always looking out for you.
On right now with Monahan and Fitzgerald.
Boy, I tell you what, though, in that turn, you could see that Fitzgerald got a little loose, lost a bit of the bite, and Monahan jumped all over it, although down the stretch.
And has the
So he had a good race here. We won't play the whole thing. You guys can go search it. Let's get to the interview. Look at that start.
Fantastic race. It's been a long time coming, but you did it. Oh, it's only been about 10 years, but we did it. Not me, my crew, Gary LaFrance, Gilbert LaFrance, Ralph Hammer, Mike Ward, Jeff Cook, my girlfriend Christine. A special thanks to Craig DeWald for the best propellers in the world. And woo! Now, the key to your success must have been your start. You had the inside track, a little bit farther back, but you had the inside. Oh, the inside was definitely the key to that one. Annie had a lot more acceleration than me, so I had to keep her on the outside. If she was on the inside, I don't think it would have caught her. Congratulations, Michael. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
His first win in 10 years.
That's a classic there.
That is a hell of an interview.
That
did a little
that
Ric
was
Flair
like
there.
that was like the best PR speech I've ever heard anyone give from a hydroplane race.
It was. It was.
That
That should be in the
perfect.
PR training book.
That was a perfect speech, Mike. Perfect interview. I like it.
Ah, well, it only happens once, like,
Yeah.
Pretty excited. That was a lot of work, man. And I think the coolest thing was my dad tried so hard to win there. And he had the accident and all that stuff. And it was like, I didn't think of it at the time, but I should have said something, but I mean, that thought was in my head. He tried forever to win that race.
Yeah.
And he never got it done. So I was pretty proud.
Think of all the great drivers that have never won there. I mean,
Yeah.
That
is crazy.
That's what makes a good race site is exclusivity. I mean, it's no different than Indy, Daytona, Monaco, any of them.
That race site just does everything right too, right? I mean, they just,
Yeah.
I mean, we weren't doing the stage walk and all that stuff back in our day, but it's just amazing how good of a job they do promoting the sport, promoting everything up there.
Yeah.
The
The ride arounds.
The fans are betting on. Like I had this story when I was racing. Even a guy came up, he was all happy. I won $100 on you. Well, Eddie tells me the same stories that people are telling me. Yeah, I'm betting on you. It's like it's crazy.
They're getting prop bets now. I got my buddy that's like, hey, I got a bet on you. Don't lift in turn 2 in your time trials. I'm like, okay, bud, we're doing prop bets now. I'll do my best. It's kind of scary when you get down there.
Right. It's amazing that you guys can go through that turn without lifting.
Yeah, it took a long time in GP to get that mental, I can do this. Even in time trials, it's like you're honking and
I can't even imagine what that feels like, because the first time I drove the National Mod, the Staudiker, I went out there and I got to the first turn and I cranked the wheel. And I don't know if any of you guys have ever driven those spider boats. They are so cool, but boy, do they turn. And I just remember they didn't have enough padding, and I was like, I was over here, and I'm sure that's a third of the G's you guys see, but it was crazy.
I remember the first time I drove a GP boat, and I'm out there, I'm starting at the back, and I'm like, how do you drive through this shit, right? Like you're coming in, a half a lap behind everybody, and there's these 4-foot rollers, and Bert just said, just hammer down, and it works. And I was so amazed that the boat would go through that stuff that efficiently. It wasn't smooth, it wasn't a ton of fun, but man, you don't think they're going to go through it, and they go through it. It's probably like the Unlimited too, right? You're like going through, the corner down there, and you're like, whoa, and they go through. But yeah, the first time you drive one, Brandon and Bobby, it blows your mind. But then it all becomes relative. It's like, can this thing go any faster? Will it go faster? It's Dan in the one mod. I mean, you want to go faster, and it just the sensation of speed is not there after you drive it for so long.
So Eddie's going to get a chance to test a Grand Prix.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this goes back a couple years ago. We were all sitting around drinking beers, and I got in Ken's ear, and I'm like, hey, if Eddie wins the championship, how about you let him test your Grand Prix? Okay, that's fine. Yeah, sure. Well, 2 years ago, he ended up winning the championship, and Eddie has not let him forget about it. And I actually talked to Ken last week, and he said, nope, we're going to do it. So that'll be kind of
nice. Cool.
Oh,
Nice.
That'd be nice.
Why don't you get it?
He's going to get to drive one before you do?
Go for a rip.
I know. I've never driven one. I've never driven one.
Yeah, that should be the clause. You have to drive it first. Make sure it's okay for your son.
Yeah, it's got.
I'm sure if I asked Ken, he'd gladly put
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, Dan, you need to go for a ride, man. Like,
Yeah.
Right?
There's no feeling like
Absolutely.
it.
I get in Eddie's boat like once a year now, just to do the feel. And I'd be
Yeah.
remiss if I didn't tell the story. He's not down here. He's upstairs, and he's gonna come down here and give me the look. But we test the boat, and of course now we got all GPS. Well, guess who goes faster every time?
That's great.
Dang. That's
He'll-
good.
Do you have,
I'm sure
do you have
right
him
now
flip it
he's
over to an
typing-
actuator before you take it out.
Oh, yeah, right. Mike and I are convinced he needs an actuator, but he won't listen to us old guys. What do we know?
we've been after
You
him
can't run an
forever.
actuator in the crap we race in.
In a little boat, it worked.
I'm pretty sure if it was like that when I was racing, I wouldn't have raced. Some of those courses are just crazy. Sorel, just crazy,
Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad I don't race.
Here he
that
comes.
shit.
He's got something to say.
I prefer actuator over pedals.
Go ahead. Stick your head in the screen.
Don't
Son!
let him peddle these lies.
How's it going, son? I miss you.
No, he has this. Every time I tell that story about driving faster than him, he says something to the effect of, "If you blow it over, no big deal. If I blow it over, then I forget how."
Yeah.
But basically, I'd blame him like bad.
Yeah, he's like, hey, you get to 10. Good job. You made it double digits. It's like a notch on the belt.
Well, I'm convinced he's going to go over. I thought he was going this year in Sorel.
Yeah.
There was one other race. He was going, and somehow he didn't. I mean, he's
Then
going to find a
Valleyfield.
limit at some point.
Valleyfield, the Friday final, right?
Don't get me started. I'm finally over that. A funny story about that. So
Hey, I just got to know, are you guys going to be like ahead of the game when the black flag, red flag comes out this year? Like, you're going to be behind and then you come to the front on the restart, or what are we doing? Got to change strategy up.
yeah, well, I don't know. I'm not driving, man. I'm not driving. It's up to
If you're the radio guy, I gotta go get
I
you.
know.
You can't give these veterans a take two at things.
No.
I honestly thought the second time Eddie was going to say, "Screw you guys, I'm finishing this heat anyway."
Yeah.
right.
Mike's
Oh,
defense must
yeah, I
have
see what
filled
you're saying.
up.
Yeah. So going back to that Friday deal. So, I'm up in the stands doing the radios, and Eddie's in there, and I'm trying to give him the pep talk. And I tell him, I go, Eddie, just remember, because, I think Eddie's doing a fantastic job, but he's still got to learn that you can still be friends with all you guys and race hard on the water.
Yep.
As long as you're fair, you'll still be friends, right? So I tell him, I go,
just remember, John Shaw will screw you to win this race if he has to.
Yep.
So be aggressive.
Well,
Yeah. I mean, there's one summer.
He
Me and
zigged
you,
when he should have zagged.
Lynn's
That's it.
yelling at me for saying that he's going to blow over. But anyway, so I told
simmer
him, I
down,
go,
Mom. Simmer
I
down.
just remind him, I go, John Shaw will screw you to win this race, so get those elbows out, right? When that
Yep.
goes out there and all that crap happened. And it was when that happened, holy cow. I'm on the radio with Eddie. And of course, when it first happened, I thought it was all on the outside, which would be Hearn. So I'm on the radio and I'm going, if you catch him, you cut him off, you make his life. Got really mad, right? Well, then I look over, Richard Hearn's just looking at me, right? And I go, yeah, I'm talking about your son. So I had to go apologize to Richard after that heat. I was so mad, right? And then I hear John's interview, and then I was mad at him, and I couldn't get out of that day soon enough. So, but lesson learned. Lesson learned.
That's it.
There were a lot of things that went on in that heat. It was tight on the outside. Eddie put himself in a bad position by lifting, and then to this day, I'll say there was zero chance John was going to hold that in lane one, and he knows it, but he did it anyway.
He did. Yeah, it's.
So maybe there's a little blame to go everywhere on that one, but it is what
I
it
mean,
is.
the outside can hold a tight lane 3, but when the inside just barrels in there, and doesn't matter if it stays on the pins or not.
I'm not necessarily saying I'm in favor of like an APBA style rule book where it's 50 pages and everything's like mansplained, but that's kind of a gap in the rule book. Because you do allow for boats to push a certain amount of room, but like, how is Grant Hearn supposed to assume that like Grant's not going to go ahead and start scooting out just in case John scoots out too?
But I mean, if there's a boat on your outside, you would literally have to be the boat in the lead to slide out a little bit. In this case, it was Hearn, Eddie, John, and then just at the last second, John poked it in there and then slid out.
Yeah, but I mean, again, like the way that's where I think the rule's not maybe clear enough for situations like that. And that's not the first time we see 2.5s. There's a lot of times where the race is not decided at the first turn; it's decided at the second. I think Valleyfield in particular is really big with that.
Back in the day, you could get away with that. Now everyone's got GoPros. You have drones. You have film from the. Austin, what are you doing to your microphone, bud?
I got him. I'm
just playing the drums.
And then you got video from the shoreline. You cannot get away with anything. I mean, all these little tricks you can do to gain an advantage here or there, or totally screw someone over and still get away with it. That's totally out of the.
Oh yeah, Bob, like you on Port Deposit, just running in the side of me to get me light. my first ever time in a 2.5 stock. I'm leading Bobby, and all of a sudden it's like, doink! Oh,
is that when you were driving the green one?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I remember.
He came in laughing like I did that on purpose. I'm like, that's really cool.
Bob, was that a mile or a mile and a quarter course?
That was a mile.
Yeah, Bob hip checked you 10 times that heat.
Oh yeah, 100%.
probably 20 if you call it 4 turns instead of 2.
Yeah.
No, I gotta say, I have learned a lot from Dan and Mike, and they weren't dirty drivers, but just little things you learn from them. It helped me out a lot driving. I know that. And then I finally started beating them, and that was pretty cool.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say I didn't beat them.
It was so bad I had to leave the class.
I wouldn't beat them consistently, but here and there I'd beat them. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Bobby still tries to get me to come back to race because he wants to kick my ass.
I think
you guys can. Well, hey, I got an idea. Hage Tool Machine will build a recliner speed racer, and then GP50 needs to build one, and we'll have you guys race your couches.
I think Dan.
Unfortunately,
Dan
I couldn't get the 2.5 again.
Hey man, they got 350 cells in them now.
Yeah, 1,500 horsepower to move this fat ass around.
Yeah.
Dan was he was fast, more technical driver, and Mike was the more aggressive driver. So just racing those two a lot over the years, I learned a lot from both of them because they were two different drivers, but good. They were both good and fast. So just picking up a little bit here and there.
I'm picking up that you learned more from Mike than Dan.
I did. I did learn a lot from Mike. But no, it was fun racing with you guys. And it was pretty cool when I didn't do anything, but you two were coming in talking to each other.
Well, that goes right along with what I just said, what I'm trying to instill in Eddie. I mean, Mike and I would go out and battle, to the end on the water.
Yeah.
And then we'd laugh about it and have a beer at night. As long as you're fair, it didn't matter. You start cutting people off, that's a different story. But I mean, I'd leave him 10 feet or he'd leave me 10 feet. And we understood. That's how you race. That was just like,
hurt anybody.
No, of course, right? Well, it's just like Tommy Thompson. I raced against Tommy a lot. And I know, a lot of people thought he was too aggressive, whatever. But I always knew what he was going to leave me. It was always there. And I didn't have a problem with it. You just knew that's what he was doing and he was entitled to do it. And that's racing. And so many guys who come in yelling and blah, blah, blah.
It's like go back to racing Brandon. Like, Brandon has always been like super fair racers. He was never going to do anything bad. Like, there's always room, if I was close enough. But there's certain guys in GP that scared the shit out of me. And I think Brandon knows who I'm talking about.
Yeah, they're back. They're back.
I mean,
oh boy. I don't think you and I ever raced, Brandon, did we?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think we ever did.
You never got into Wilson's Y boat
what's that?
at all against
Buddy,
him?
I ain't never got a damn Y boat to do a lap.
That's
them things are for the antiquers. They might as well be vintage in my mind. Like,
hey, I put a lot of effort into making that thing do a couple laps.
Yeah.
All right.
I probably could get in the Timmy's boat and couldn't get it to go. So it's just me. I mean, it's me. Not made for me.
That's cool.
Just like skiffs.
Yeah, just like skips.
Yeah,
But I'm thinking about getting back in one, man. It's gonna be painted. We'll just do a different color. We'll try it again. Why not?
Is this the one that from Tonawanda?
No, that one we
No,
sold. I
that's
fixed
fine.
that one. It's a riverboat.
Okay.
But the one from Lake Apacon that I crashed that one too. It's back fixed. It's getting painted soon.
I'm
so.
noticing a pattern. You're on the
Yeah.
Bill Pierce program.
Yep.
Brandon will come back and
That's
win that
something-
weekend with the
that's
skiff
something-
because he shows up with the skiff. Everyone's going home.
Yeah, going home, 'cause I'm going right back. I'm going right back to lane 1. The only one dumb enough to go to lane 2 is Jimmy Store. So we're just going to do it again.
Oh damn.
That's great.
Now, something I've never been in and never would go in is the skiff. The
Really?
only things I haven't driven is a 1 liter stock, which is obviously why I couldn't. A Jersey Speed skiff or a G&H. I've never driven a G&H. I've driven pro stock, like flat bottom, but
Wow.
yeah, never driven a G&H. It's the only one in
Greenlaw
the
Senior
limited
for an
classes.
entire year in a skiff.
Did he? Oh yeah, I think I remember that.
And it was
You fit
interesting
that
because
bill of
the
that.
gun would go off and he would just sit there. He wouldn't do anything. He would never take a timing run. He would just idle out and idle up the backstretch and take the start.
He
And
is
then
the
I'm like-
start.
And then I'm like pointing it. He never looked at me. He didn't care. I was there because he needed by rules, he had to have somebody.
Ballast.
He never listened to me. Nothing.
You remember
He
he'd
was
go
nice guy.
out there and he'd loosen his belts and move forward and get it all loose
Yeah.
so he can move around.
And the first heat I ever rode with him was up in Ogdensburg, and he almost stuffed it going down the front stretch. And I'm like, oh my god! And we got through the whole year, and then I'm like, I can't do this no more. You guys are crazy.
I rode with old man Greenlaw one time. It was Wildwood, New Jersey, and like you said, we didn't leave the dock, didn't do a timing run. He's just putting that. We go out there, we're putting out there, and I see everyone lining up at the 1 minute pin. I'm like, well, we're screwed. We're not getting the inside. And then all of a sudden he's behind everyone. I'm like, what are you doing? And then he starts going towards in the infield. He just idles on up there. And then all of a sudden he turns right and just goes boom, boom, boom. He knocks everyone out of the way. And I'm like, holy shit. Holy shit.
So what I'm hearing is you learned from me, Mike, and Greenlaw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was old man Greenlaw. He had some different tactics. It was good. It was good.
So what I heard is I'm bringing the skiff back out.
No, I'm
My two. I got a current TKO TM special driver, and then a former one's gonna go for a ride with me. Sounds good.
and take our
Mike
crew
looks
guy
very
Elijah.
thrilled.
We're trying to
You
give Elijah a ride. So
Oh, we'll take him
We
for a
gotta get
ride too. He's got to get
We
a
got
dunk test because if not, I'll do it for him.
Oh shit.
yeah,
Oh, that'd be good to get Elijah in a boat.
yeah.
You know,
There's a guy, there's a kid, man. I love having him on our team. He is
Yeah.
awesome. I don't have to. He changes
You don't
our
have to
gears
write
and
a
stuff. I
post
don't even have to
ever.
check it. He just does it. He's all over it. So
that's cool.
Nice.
I like having him. And he loves it. We got to get him to buy a better car though. He doesn't have a car that's reliable enough to drive to a race on its own. So if he can't mooch a ride off you guys or somebody else,
Yeah.
he stays home.
Yeah. He made the whole
Actually,
the whole HRL
started-
circuit this year though, didn't
He
he?
did. Yep.
Let's,
Yeah.
He's
let's
he
started.
actually has a job now. He's building boats in a
Yeah.
composite,
Yep.
big boat. He
Composite
loves it.
yacht.
Sounds
Yep.
like he's doing well. He's gotten a few raises from what I hear, so it's good.
Started GP50 Chasing Tails GoFundMe for to get Elijah a better car.
Yeah.
But we get to paint it.
We get to,
Can we do that to upgrade my G5 too? Shit.
Yeah.
Mine's gone on fire a couple times.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but you enjoy
also
it.
needs a
I think
dash.
you love it.
Something like that.
yeah,
I like
yeah.
not
I
spending as
walked
much
in. I
money.
walked up to the driveway one time, and I'm like, "What's that under Austin's car?" I forget who told me. Like, "Oh, it's leaking fuel." I'm like, "Oh, that's real safe."
Was that the
It's
time I
just
had the fuel tank dropped or
No,
I
you
don't
just
know.
had a
It
piece
was-
of cardboard laying on the driveway for it to drip on.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
just,
that's
just a
smart.
puddle of fuel.
it soaked it up? I actually just replaced the fuel line totally, like probably a month ago. Right before
Dang,
I-
it's gonna last another 15 years.
Yeah, man, it's sectioned out too. It's modular. I can take it out nice and easy now. The old
Yeah,
old
I
one's still
will-
there. I couldn't get that out. I just snipped it and zip tied. It's there still.
I went car shopping with Austin, right? We went and test drove some cars. They were decent cars. A week later, here he bought a car. I show up. I'm like, what in the did you buy?
Dog, you also took, like, granted, don't get me wrong. I love an Eclipse, but you took me to go in the heart of Pontiac to check out a clapped out Mitsubishi Eclipse.
You're the one that wanted to see it.
Not that one. That one was sent from you off of Marketplace. Shit. I didn't even know how to drive stick.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's why you didn't get it.
Yeah.
I had to learn in Bobby's Eclipse how to drive stick. I think that's what you had, that silver car.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you guys
No,
were
that's
down-
why
And then I think we took it to the racetrack too. I took it around VIR.
I was the Chevy Cavalier, I think. The
Oh,
Z24.
Cavalier, was it?
The Z24.
Yeah,
I
the
think
Eclipse ended up in the ditch.
No, we're not even getting
Like
into my
most
car
of Bobby's
stories.
cars.
We're not
Bobby's
getting into my
crashed
car
4 cars
stories.
than he's crashed boats.
No, there's
Yeah, he
Jimmy
is.
John's.
Me and Sarah just went through how many cars I owned and crashed the other night. So it's not
It's a lot.
Wow.
It's about as
That's
many
not
as
good.
boats Dan's crashed.
Yep, pretty much.
Mhm.
Uh,
All right, boys. You got any rapid fire or anything to wrap it up? We're
I didn't
closing
do
in on that
rapid
2-hour mark.
fire. I'm not doing rapid fire with doubles. I mean, I can't.
Yeah, it's too much work.
Yeah, it's too much work.
No, I don't got anything real specific, but just say it's cool having you guys on. It's been cool the last couple of years, getting to race, and I grew up watching both of you guys race against Bob, race against Brandon a little bit, and at least in Dan's case, now I get to race against your son, and Mike had you on the radios later in the year this year, so it's cool. I know Eddie would probably say the same. It's cool still having the generation that we grew up watching around and helping us out, and it's been a pleasure to be a part of it with you guys.
Yeah, it's been. I got to tell you, as a dad, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
The kid's doing good.
The most fun I have, Brandon, is me and your mom up in the doing radios together. We laugh all the time. Like,
God, I was wondering where that was going, Mike.
pretty fun.
Jeez.
Yeah, so I know your dad. All right. No, we just have a good time. It's just a good time. So it's fun. I mean, I'm glad I'm kind of still in it. Like I really don't have that much desire to race anymore. I just, like seeing everybody and the friends and stuff like that. But it's just, I'm lucky. I've walked away from it. I'm still healthy. I didn't, wreck anything. And, I pretty much decided that, I'll help out the younger generations, whatever I can, and do some radios. And I'm not even getting a dunk test this year. I'm just pretty much done.
I'll get you
62
one when
and
you
still
ride in the
walking,
skiff.
man, so I'm happy.
It is fun watching, the next generation doing just what you and I did, Mike, right? They're all friends. They all talk. They all got to go talk to each other after every heat and talk about, well, did you see this happen? This happened. It's all the same that you and I did. And it's kind of neat to watch,
And the one piece of advice I'd give any young guy, if something dirty happens out on the race course and you're mad,
Get him back
wait
the
that
next heat.
15 minutes. If that guy doesn't come and see you, then you go talk to him. But if, don't get out of your boat mad. Don't go over there and get in the guy's face. Just take your time, think about it. If that guy doesn't come, then you go talk to him. And then, things work out.
This portion sponsored by Charmin. That is the softest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Sponsored by Jericho.
You're getting old, Mike.
We have our
Like-
mother for that. But we don't get a choice.
I get my game.
Yeah.
Austin-
the
Austin
best
ain't
one
wrong
in
there.
recent time is I
That's what
don't know
it is.
who Bobby King was after somebody in Valleyfield when he got tore up. They're like, Bobby, you better stop on the dock. Stop, Bobby.
Yeah.
People are clearing fences trying to stop him.
Who, me?
No,
Bobby
King.
Oh,
King.
That
It
was like
Bobby
2
King
years
that
ago
time.
in Valleyfield, I think, right?
Yeah.
Oh, when he went up.
I was
cut
standing
off
up there when that happened. He got squeezed.
Oh, yeah.
by the H.
It was
So
hot,
it's
but he
like
was
finish
going after
line,
that guy
so-
with the
Yeah, he
666.
had
I
all
think.
right
I'm like,
Danny.
that boy is big. I ain't going after him. I'll usually tend to,
Yeah.
ooh, I can fight.
To Austin's
Although I
point,
did go
But,
after Tommy once.
Thanks for having us on, Dan and I. I really appreciate it. It's fun. And what time is it? Oh my God, 4 minutes. I gotta go to bed.
Yeah, that's what
Like
I was
I said,
trying to wrap it up.
I'm driving
for
to
you. Go
Ohio
watch the
tomorrow,
Leafs
6
lose.
a.m.
Yeah,
Yeah.
watch the Leafs lose and
Four.
go to
No,
bed.
we won.
Oh,
It
they
does look
won.
like a
Leafs
nursing
won
home behind
3-2,
Mike.
baby.
Oh,
Did they?
dang.
Yeah. So,
Anyway,
anyways, thanks, guys.
Yep.
Appreciate,
Appreciate you guys.
A lot of fun.
Have a
Thank
good
you.
one.
thank
All
you.
right.
See you
Good night.
guys.
Night.
Yeah.
All right, boys. Any closing things? I'll just do the outro.
Yeah, I don't really got
Hit
anything.
No,
Big
that was good.
news. Everybody
Yeah.
enjoy. Are we gonna call this the last one till after the new year?
I think so.
Yeah.
Might as well let everyone
Yeah.
do. Maybe we'll start dropping some content like we discussed
Yeah. Yeah.
and get some of that rolling.
Yep.
Bobby will be on Couch Kennedy. We need to get you a shirt. Maybe we
Yeah,
know a
we do.
guy. I bet he won't get it done though. I'm gonna hit AI up right now. Bobby, send me a good picture of you. We're gonna come up with a design. Couch Kennedy.
Let's take a picture.
Don't send me those pictures, okay?
Yeah.
Anyway, folks,
that was a scary, vague question there, Brendan.
that's a way to wrap it up. Great episode. It was a lot of fun. A lot of good chats, obviously. And we'll see you guys. We hope you have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. See you on the flip side in 2026.